Hi guys, today's video is all about diagnosing charging problems and fixing them in old British cars like Triumphs and MGs with Lucas charging systems. And I'm also going to show you a little secret trick in cleaning the voltage regulator between the armature and the core shim. This is not talked about in the shop manual, and this has given me problems in the past. And I'm going to show you how to clean it with a piece of sandpaper. And hopefully with this video you'll be able to diagnose and fix any charging problems you may have. 6 years ago I bought one of these Chinese generators, and as it turns out, they say in the description that the parts cannot be rebuilt or exchanged or whatever, but the parts in these Chinese generators you actually can exchange with the original Lucas generators. And it turned out I kept my old generator, and half of the old original Lucas generator was good, and the other half of the Chinese one was good. I tested the resistance here on the field coils. They were bad on the Chinese one. It was like over 34 ohms. And then the original Lucas one, they were actually around 6 ohms, which is what it's supposed to be. And so I pieced together a generator, half of the Chinese one, half the Lucas one, and I'm going to show you, Moss has a great way to test this, and I'm going to show you the same thing in here in a second to show you that it does work. Okay, I'm not going to go into great specifics. I'm going to put the link for the Moss Motors description of this, but basically if you bridge these two terminals together and then hook your voltmeter positive to that, and then your negative, ground it here on the body of the generator, hook that to your negative terminal, and if you spin this, you're going to get a voltage. It's going to go up and up and up. You can see there I had over 15 volts, which tells me this generator is indeed good. And next, after I get this back in the car, we'll talk about the cutout and regulator and adjusting those. Okay, if you want to test your generator in the car rather than bench testing it, you can certainly do that, have it still hooked up. Just the two terminals in the back, unhook the two wires, make sure they are isolated and can't touch the body or anything. Put those two terminals, a jumper between the two terminals, and then hook one of them to a voltmeter for positive, and the other you can ground it somewhere on the body, maybe over here or on the body of the generator. And you can start the car, make sure you're only idling it, maybe have two of you, because the voltage is going to climb very fast with it set up this way. But just run it for a second or two, see if you get up to, say, at least 15 or 16 volts. All right, if we've got no problems with your generator, next we're going to look at the control box here. And we have the voltage regulator on this side, and then the cutout on this side. So when you're first doing what I'm going to show here now, make sure you have the battery disconnected before you do this, or you can short things out. So if your charging system been working okay and just stopped working, check the generator first, as we talked about, and next I would clean these contacts. So I've got a very fine piece of sandpaper. It's between these two contacts, and you can go back and forth. You're going to turn it one way, you're going to turn it the other way, and clean. So fine sandpaper, then the contacts over here and the cutout, you're going to want to do the same thing, clean both sides. Now here's the mystery part that none of the manuals talk about, and this was a problem recently for me. So under here, this oscillates very fast back and forth when the voltage regulator is working, but underneath this can also develop corrosion. And so you can press down on here, and then I can't do it with one hand, but you're going to press down and you're going to pull the paper back and forth, and then turn the paper the other way. This is kind of the mystery. This, you can develop corrosion down here and prevent things from working properly electrically. Clean that next. I would do that. All right, for this particular control box, you want to measure the air gap here on the regulator, and for this box it should be 0.015 of an inch. Okay, if you tried the cleaning trick, hopefully your system is working at this point, but if it's not, the next thing you're going to want to do is check the regulator. So you're going to unhook the wires on terminals A1 and A, and you're going to bridge them together. Okay, our control box here, you can see on the cover we've got terminal A1, A, F, D, and E. So we've unhooked the wires from A1 and A. We've just bridged them together with an alligator clip. Make sure it's not touching anything else. This car is a negative ground car, so I've put the positive terminal on terminal D, and the negative on terminal E, and then we've hooked those up to a voltmeter set at 20 volts. And we're going to start the car, rev it a little bit. If you're at 68 degrees Fahrenheit outside, the voltage should level off at about 15.6 to 16.2 volts. If the voltage is too low here on the regulator, you're going to turn this adjustment screw on top clockwise to increase voltage, counterclockwise to lower voltage. By the way, all of this information is in the TR2 and TR3 shop manual, which you can find in PDF format for free online. I'll try to put a link to that. Start it up. Now that we have the regulator adjusted correctly, we need to check the adjustment of the cutout. So go ahead and reconnect the wires back to terminals A and A1. All right, we've still got the voltmeter hooked over here on terminals D and E. And then we're going to watch. We want to see when the cutout points close and bring the generator online. Let's go ahead and start it up. We want it to be between 12.7 and 13.2 volts. So I went back and watched the video in slow motion and determined that the cutout points closed at a voltage of 12.93. So we were right there in between the 12.7 and 13.3 volts that we want to be. If you're not, you can turn the screw in the back of the cutout clockwise to increase the voltage, counterclockwise to decrease the voltage, and only turn it a fraction of a turn each time. You want to make sure that that cutout is adjusted correctly, because if not, voltage can actually flow backwards and burn up your generator. So that sums it up. Hopefully this video, along with the shop manual for the TR2 and TR3, can help you diagnose and fix any charging problems that you might have. Hey YouTube, if you find this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. And remember, you can fix it.